I am so excited to introduce Elena Danaan. She's incredible, and it's just really wonderful that she's here with us. She is so many things. I don't even know where to begin. She's authored 2 books, and she just came out with her 2nd book, and it's about her contact experiences. But it's amazing her background. She's an archaeologist. She was an archaeologist for 20 years, mainly in Egypt. She's also studied Druidism, shamanism, energy healing, and sound healing. And she works as a spiritual practitioner. Her story is just unbelievable, really. And that was her first book, Gift from the Stars, about her abduction and rescue as a child. And it's just going to be incredible to hear from her. She's a wonderful friend and just a glorious, beautiful person. And I'm so happy you're here with us.
Hi, Laura. I'm very glad to be here. Thank you for allowing me to share with this amazing community. So,
oh yes, my goodness, yes. This is wonderful, and you'll be joining us tonight as well on the panel, which is excellent.
Yes.
So, do you need to share a screen or anything? Do you have slides, or do you want me to interview you? How do you want to best go about this?
Well, I don't have anything, no screen sharing, but I want to instead to talk and
wonderful.
And I want to lead my talk and my sharing about human consciousness and who we really are and where we come from and what it is about, our power, ourselves, you know. So I want to talk about this tonight. I may start if you want.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All my reflections and my humble knowledge, I gain it from my interactions with the extraterrestrials who saved me when I was 9 years old from an abduction. And these extraterrestrials are very benevolent beings. There are a lot of Nordic humanoid aliens, Nordic looking like. And they are all part of a wonderful federation. Anyway, that's my story. But tonight, it is not about me, it is about you. Why have I understood about all of us? Who are we? And we come from different places, but we all live on this planet at the moment, all together, holding elbows together to fight something and to win this thing, which is happening. We may seem lost because when we discover who we are, when we start opening our eyes, not yet knowing who we are, it's the butterfly, of course, who gets out of the chrysalis. Who am I? I'm so weird. Where am I? What can I do? I don't know that I can fly yet. And what is this world? I see differently. It's the same world, but I have different perspective. And when the butterfly is going to learn that it can fly, the perspective is going to be even more different. That's where we are, humanity, at the moment. Some have already spread their wings, some are still in the chrysalis. But what it is about? It is about awakening to what? To who we are, to our true nature. Often, very often, I hear about people saying, help me to find who I am. Help me to tell me if I am a starseed, if I'm not, and tell me where I come from. Other people say, when will these politicians or celebrities will be arrested, because we're waiting for that to awaken humanity. All of these questions asked outside to other people, to other structures, even to ETs. It's not the right way of finding. Do you really need to know that this or that popular person has been arrested to really awaken to your spiritual self? No, you don't. It just reassures you, but you don't need to know all these things because it's all about you. That's distraction. That's what's happening for real. But what can you do to change this world? Change yourself, become who you are. All the questions are to be asked within, to yourself. Okay? Let me tell you a little story. Several billions of years ago, our galaxy had no human life. It was populated by a lot of diverse life forms, but no humans yet. How was that possible? The diversity is quite great, but the humans were not yet there. 7 billion years ago, from another galaxy came people, humans, who brought seeds of human life, of human DNA in this galaxy. This started in the constellation of Lyra, what we call Lyra. The first humans were seeded there. And from there, they went throughout the galaxy. These people, these humans who came from another galaxy, part of an intergalactic big confederation, they were scientists, geneticists, and they didn't want their race to feel lonely or to die out. So they were seeding their children everywhere to give an offering of life to the universe, to the galaxy, their own blood, their own bones, their own DNA. And this gift of life, these seeds, they have grown on different worlds. And regarding to the conditions of every planet, pressure, the atmosphere, the humans look different in some worlds. When we remember of this story, when we know about this story, we know that we are all brothers and sisters, that we all share the same DNA, of course, with some differences, but we all share the same DNA. These seeders of our founders, there is a little bit of them in each of us. So there is a little bit of us in each other. We are all brothers and sisters. We've grown into different cultures with different speed of evolution. Some brothers and sisters will have a different technology or a different spiritual belief, or they will have a different color of skin, or maybe eyes set differently. But at the end of the day, there is no one superior to the other. We are all equals. Humans of Earth and humans of other star systems, we are all equals. This is why those humans from other planets who have understood this story and who know about this story, as we are here discovering it, those other humans, they do not want us to kneel in front of them. They do not want this because they want to tell us, hey, stand up. You are an amazing being. You are like us. You are not inferior as us. Wake up to your own individuality, and you are very powerful like us. We all have this stardust in our veins, the same one. When we know that, we stop kneeling. we stop bending and obeying. But there's something else as well. The souls that have started to inhabit these new humans developing throughout all the galaxy, these souls are all parcels of Source, the great source of all life, the great mother of all consciousness, the goddess, the empress, the consciousness, mother of all consciousnesses. And we are all a fractal of it. We all have a fractal of it. And you know, resonance, quantum resonance, when you have something in you that is in the same frequency of something elsewhere, whatever the distance, you can connect. You can be in resonance and connect with it. You don't need any religions. You don't need any priest. You don't need anyone, but go inside. When you connect with who you are, when you remember that you are a fractal of Source, you vibrate at the same frequency as Source. That's what humans are. That's what humans can do. And our enemies, the enemies in the dark, they know that. And they don't want us to remember. During thousands and thousands of years, humans of Earth have been misinformed, have been enslaved mentally and physically, because the dark ones feared that one day we wake up to who we are. And this is happening now. The enemy of knowledge is fear. And fear is of a very low frequency. It is broadcasted, it has been broadcasted at us constantly by technology, by religion, by mainstream medias, by governments, by a lot of things, who wanted us to bow in fear and submission. Because fear is consent. When we do not consent to embrace fear, when we say no, fear doesn't touch me. It is not part of my world. It is not part of who I am. When we do that, and we recenter within ourselves, paying attention to only what is there, real, physical, in this moment, our body and our consciousness and our emotions that come from inside, not from outside. Let us refuse any emotions that are being broadcasted at us, just ours. You need to spend every day a little moment thinking about this body, this avatar that shelters your soul and carries your soul for a very short incarnation, because it's very short, even if you experience it as long. It carries you. It is an amazing machine. You need to love it and nurture it with love, clean food, clean liquids, exercise, breathing, being in nature, all these things we are talking about. And I know Aggie before me was talking about all these very, very essential things that help you to take care of yourself. Well, think about this, but it can be a walk in nature, can be when you have your breakfast or tea or coffee in the morning, whenever you think about it. And then when you really tune with it, already fear doesn't work anymore. You just focus on yourself and it's magical. Suddenly you realize, well, I'm here in the present and there's nothing you don't think about the outside, just you. And you go a layer deeper. Who is inside this flesh suit? Who? Who's there? Knock, knock. Who's there? You start to realize there's a light being that is not this body. That's temporary. That's going to decay and you're going to leave it one day. But what's inside? That's an amazing energy being. And it has a consciousness. And oh, that's my consciousness. That's where I am. That's who I am. I'm not the flesh suit anymore. I'm this. What's this? That's me. What is it? Tune in more with it. Tune in more with it. What color it is. And suddenly you start to see textures, face features, hands. It's human shape, but it's a being of a sort of solid light, an amazing texture. And it's so powerful, it vibrates and it's in it. It's hidden in it, in this body. Tune in with it. Be it. Be yourself. And this being vibrates in a higher frequency than the flesh suit. What's inside of you is of a higher density. Yes, it is. Because all the atoms of light, they vibrate faster. And the faster rate of frequency makes a frequency higher. It's a higher frequency. And when the atoms vibrate faster, the density is different. The density of matter, it becomes more higher. So that's a higher density also. And when you are really who you are, oh, nothing can hurt you. Emotionally, physically. It will hurt this body, but not what's inside. What's inside you, it's a adamantine light. It's eternal. It's a parcel of source. It's a fractal of source. This being knows no time. This being is a parcel of the greater light. It was never born and it will never die, because time is linear only when we are incarnated in these things on this planet. Linear time is regarding to gravity, depending on where you are. Time is a whole, is a sphere. Connecting to who you are also out of time. And you remember, because every incarnation that this being has been through, it remembers. You remember. Are you a starseed? Well, you know. If you tune in with this being, close your eyes. You are yourself. You remember. If you don't, and if you can't, tune harder. Tune better. Take more time. Or leave it for today and you will try tomorrow. There's no need forcing. And one day you're going to remember who you were. Visions. And you can decide, put an intention, a vision quest, and you think, for instance, okay, regarding to linear time, if I was on this planet, in 2000 years before, where was I? Who was I? Things like that, you know. And then also us as these beings. We choose to, sometimes it depends on the path we choose. Some beings, a lot of beings, will choose to go through the cycles of incarnation of one planet, one world, Why? To experience the mineral, the animal, the vegetal, the animal, and human. Some will want that. But some will want to be wanderers. So that is who we are. Inside, it's an eternal light being. We are all like this, all like this. Whatever world this avatar was made on, whatever bloodline we borrow for this incarnation, we still ourselves, whatever the culture we're brought in. So tonight it is all about you. Who are you? Well, you know. Don't ask others to tell you who you are, because all the answers are within. You know, the ancients have left a lot of messages for us in encrypted mythology, in tales, but also there's one I like. It's in Delphi in Greece. It's on the frontispiece of the temple of Apollo, and it's carved in stone. It's written, Gnoti Safton, know thyself. And that's the key. That for me is the best gift the ancients have given us. It's the key to the liberation of humanity and its future. Know thyself. Know who you are and embrace it. And when you know who you are, you look around in the universe, we're all brothers and sisters and we see each other. And so on Earth, of course, let us not go that far. On Earth, the agenda of the Dark Ones is to divide us, to make us fight against each other, then we forget who the real enemy is. No, that's enough. Hey, we're going to stop fighting against each other because it's united and it's in peace that the future is made. I've been shown the future, the timeline where we're on at the moment. This is nice. Earth is a world in peace. It's a federation of different countries, keeping their individuality, but uniting together. No one command. That's the contrary, the opposite from a New World Order. That's a contrary. New World Order, you will have one tyrant who will terrorize everyone. The world of tomorrow, it's a federated world. There's no leader. There is a council, there are representatives of every country, but everyone has its own voice as equal, and everyone keeps their individuality. People say sometimes, well, you say that the future is only if we get on with each other. That's impossible. Yes, it is. You know how can you get on with each other? Start by yourself. It's always the same thing. Why are we arguing? Why are we looking for conflict with each other? Because we make echo and resonance to our own conflicts. We've all been there, like everyone knows about patterns, okay? Okay, I give you my example because that's the one I know best. I've been in an abusive relationship, marriage. That hasn't started there. I was in an abusive relationship before. I didn't understand that, and again and again. And I was always repeating. I was, in fact, drawn towards the same partner because I needed to face an inner conflict. And I was, instead of looking inside of me, I was looking outside. We all do this. It's human. It's normal. We all do this. We take actors like dolls and we're going to play it. And it's us, two parts of us, but instead we take another doll, like someone that vibrates, that has like the same vibration of conflict. And we're going to play with this person at trying to sort it out. It hardly works. It's very, very rare when it works. Why? Because it's not the best solution. The solution is to go within and maybe do a lot of meditation, or maybe sometimes hypnosis. Well, I think meditation is better because you know yourself. And what's your problem? You go, what's my problem? Why am I getting emotional or angry as these things I shouldn't, because my friend doesn't? Why do I? What's my problem? Go within and you will find somewhere a trauma, somewhere a wounded child, somewhere someone that at a moment needed love, needed attention, needed cuddle. Just a cuddle sometimes, or just someone who has lived through trauma. Well, that's there. Go and find this younger version of you and comfort them. Give them love and tell this younger person of you, it's gonna be all right. That's me from the future. I promise you, you will go through this because you have the strength and you have the intelligence to go through this. I promise you, trust me, I'm you from the future. I tell you, I've been there. I know that you've done it. So believe in yourself and you need to give love and cuddle, heal. That's it. Heal your inner wounds, your trauma. And when you are at peace with yourself, you do not feel the need to project outside your conflict to be solved, So, and once everyone's at peace, we're not seeking for conflict. Well, ripples. That's how it goes. We are a united society at peace with each other. We have divergence of opinions, which is very healthy because it triggers the mind to evolve. And, we need to have different opinions, but we won't fight over it anymore. We will just accept that the others have different opinions and we will discuss, oh, yes, that's interesting, and blah, blah, blah. That's a human of tomorrow, but us of today, because we're able to do that. We just need to know it. So my advice, to regain full power of your consciousness, of yourself. Stop the noise, refuse the noise. Knowing if this person has been arrested, if the blah, 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 that's an excuse not to go within. Leave that for a moment. There are people taking care of this. You will know sooner or later who's in prison or not. You don't. Okay. And with this thing as well, that's part of the no fear. You have the power. You do not consent. You have this free will, the greater law of evolution. You have the power to say no. Choices are always possible. Choice is always there. Free will is always there. Some say, yes, but no. Yes. Nobody said it would be easy. Some choices are more difficult than others. Some decisions are more excruciating. It takes a lot of courage to do, like leave your job when you have a family to feed, when you don't want to, for certain reasons, things like that. That's very difficult. But sometimes to get out of the woods, it's not by crossing a meadow. Sometimes the shortest way to get out of the wood and the safest way is through the thorn path. Sometimes there is no good and bad choices. They are just choices. Sometimes you will be misled and you will take a path that will lose you. It's fine. We always found our way because we have this inner compass, which is faith in ourselves, hope, common sense. We are extremely intelligent beings. From wherever we come from, we are. So these are my words for tonight. And if you have some questions, we can talk about these things, because I know you always sometimes have very interesting questions. We can discuss that. So I will wait that maybe
amazing, beautiful, Elena. Oh my goodness, I could just lay back and it's like story time with Elena. I feel
yes,
activated,
yes.
and just in bliss. Beautiful words. And yeah, so do you see any questions in the chat? Let me just go there right now and I'll get some questions here. How much time do we have? 15 minutes,
I think
right? I believe we have 15
minutes?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what time. I wanted to allow time for questions. I think we have time. We have a lot of time.
So you were
2
to 3:15. So
yes, we have a lot of time.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Okay, guys, ask Elena some questions. Okay, here we go. Elena, what will happen to all of the beautiful 4D beings, such as your great-grandfather, when we ascend to 5D? Will they stay in 4D or go with us to 5D?
So I think when we leave this body, we can go very high. Those who choose to, because you can choose to stay in 4D for a certain purpose. You can choose to stay in 4D because you will want to incarnate again in 3D. So for that, you need to stay in 4D, okay? Or you have, like this person was mentioning Laura's great-granddad, because he has a mission to look after her and communicate and work with her. So that's why he stays in 4D. But if Laura was suddenly to evolve in 4D or 5D with density, well, maybe he'll be with her, but maybe he will probably evolve as well, because he won't need to stay that low anymore. It goes with the evolution. So the beings, when we leave our body, we can choose to go to 5D. If after you have always the passage through 4D, and you can then choose to go higher or stay in the 4D to help someone, or even to reincarnate in 3D if you think it's a good idea. So that would be my answer. But there will always be fourth density beings and realms, the fairies, the she, they will always be there. Like there will always be 3D. Now we are me and you who are interacting, we are incarnated in third density bodies. There are 4D, 5D, more, and there are also 2D below us. That won't change. It's just us. We will incarnate in higher densities. So that is what I believe. So I hope it answers the question.
Wow, beautiful. So be sure to put it in the Q&A, everybody, instead of the chat. It's hard to follow things on the chat. So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Carl Mollison, who's the channeler of Eisenhower, he put out a few big channels over the course of years. The first one was, I think, 2015, and then he just did one, I think, 2017, and he sent me the transcribed message. And I didn't really resonate with all of it, and it actually really threw me for quite a long time. This happened maybe a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. And he was just saying, the benevolent beings aren't benevolent, blah, 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 that seemed to be benevolent. And like some of it in the, okay, basically the channel that I read though, that he transcribed, it wasn't stating that. So his interpretation felt really, really off. And it really just kind of disturbed me. And then I tried to continue a conversation and never heard back. So it's just like, okay. And
Yeah.
yeah, so like, what are your thoughts? Because there definitely are, as we all know, imposter light beings, right? How do you kind of like process that, or I know you did a really amazing video about it, the Thorhan Communications about imposters. Do you want to just kind of talk to us about just imposters and
Yes.
I don't think the channel was fully correct. I don't think he interpreted it right. So it really, that wasn't part of the question as much as just the whole concept of
yes.
Yeah.
First, Laura, see, you felt something wrong. You didn't feel this right, and it wasn't resonating with you. Why? Because first, your heart, your intuition, it wouldn't have been about your great-grandfather first. You would have, just your fantastic intuition would have told you, hey, there's something wrong. But then, because it was about your great-granddad, you have a direct connection with your great-granddad. So you could feel that wasn't his vibration. That was something else. And, you know, you knew best. And at that moment, it's time to stay polite and say, thank you very much, and let it go. Because this person maybe was a victim, probably even. Now, that's the thing. This was probably sent to disturb you and to really spoil your message and your faith and your hope and all the positivity. That to me, that's what it was about, because that is happening globally now. What's happening? That's very, very important. You know, it's a, yes. Yes, it's been a time war, a temporal war as well. So the baddies knew the future, what may happen in the future. So they knew we were going to awaken and all this thing. So like 4 or 5 years ago, they started to start programs with people who are like, there were a lot of people, some people in the SSP programs as well were taken and sent back with conditioned memories and a program. Also, a lot of so-called channelers, or maybe real channelers, real channelers, it works even better, were also hacked by entities. That can be AI, that can be ETs, that can be any entities. So all these people were going to play a role 4 or 5 years later, like now, when we would all awaken and discover the truth. These people, in the meantime, had been given messages of really positive things that could be confirmed, like this person who sent you this, told you about this channeling he made. He probably gained the trust of a lot of people before, because he was channeling data that could be verifiable. The thing was to gain trust and audience and credibility. And the time comes, and it's happening now, all at the same time, since a year that has started, all at the same time, from many different sources, suddenly the same message, which is weird, which wasn't at all before. Suddenly all these people, they've changed their message suddenly, like doom and gloom, like we're gonna die, we've lost the war, we are as horrible, things horrible gonna happen, the sun is gonna burst, the earth is gonna crumble, and all scary fear. And the aim is to take away from humanity the fuel of victory, which is hope and trust in their own power, in what they know. A very wise man that I love very much, Alex Collier, told me once, he said, What you know, you know. That was, I went, right, of course. What you know here, you know.
Oh man, that is so perfect and beautiful. Yeah, really. I mean, I didn't really let it get into my space too much, but because he had channeled Eisenhower before, and it really, it's that kind of deal where so much of it resonates, and then
you don't let anyone channel him for you.
It was just like, it's like it was coming straight. But yeah, there's some interesting things that have come through the channels, but it's good that we're not in touch anyway, and nothing could convince me otherwise of what my heart tells me and what I feel from folks like you and Alex. So, okay, we've got some more questions. Thank you so much. What about higher dimensions? We appear so focused on 3 and 5D. What takes place in higher dimensions?
Okay. So first, there is a difference. There is no higher dimensions. There are parallel dimensions. A dimension is a parallel universe, and there are an infinity of them. It's two realities imbricated in one another, and you access to each other throughout portals. That's a dimension. We are in one dimension. We are all in one dimension, and each dimension is composed. It's like, imagine a keyboard, a melody on a keyboard. Okay, it's a keyboard anyway, and each keyboard has octaves. Okay, each octave is a density of matter. So when the notes are higher, it's a higher density. You can see it like this. So each dimension has different levels of densities of matter. Density is a speed of frequency, vibration between the particles. Okay. You can also imagine this like a city with skyscrapers. Okay. Well, the multiverse, cosmos is the whole town. Okay. Each building is a dimension. They all grow parallel to each other. You can jump from one to the other by bridge. Okay. But every building has different number of floors. One building, one dimension, can have 10 floors, or densities of matter. The other one can have 30 floors, but at the end, the roof, when you arrive on the roof, you've climbed all the densities, you arrive on the roof, you can all see each other. And we are all in the open air, in the sun. We are the level of source. So our dimension, the dimension we are in, has 12 floors, 12 densities of matter. The 13 is the roof, its source. So what about the other densities then? To go back to the question, this is part of the evolution. We need to evolve also in consciousness. Because, okay. Yes, sorry.
Something about the question?
Yes, I was saying that answers I hope that answers the question. To pass into another density, higher density, you need also to open your consciousness also, because your consciousness may need to be in a higher frequency rate to also.
Absolutely. Do you want to take another question or?
Sure. Absolutely. I wanted to have, a speech of just half an hour, because it's a very simple thing to say, and then allow time to answer questions.
Wonderful. Okay. So my husband is a pilot and will lose his job without the vaccine, like a lot of people. I didn't think this would affect us, but he has decided to get the shot. He thinks he will be fine. I have to let go of my fear around it, which is very hard. Is there a way for us to alchemize and heal him after? Yes, really good question. A lot of us have similar, my gosh. Yeah.
So I had a discussion about this with my ET contacts recently. Of course, it's not good, okay, to get this because it harms you. It harms your genome. It harms you. But not only it contains also things, these little Hydra beasties, who are alien technology, who were supposed to be activated later on by technology that would have transformed everyone into, you know, zombies, or, you know, for those who have watched Star Trek, it's like the Borg. That will not happen because these technologies have been dismantled, taken. That's not happening. It was supposed to connect to by the graphene to the gray hive, the gray Orion gray hive consciousness to manipulate everyone. That has been cut. That's gone. That won't happen. But the thing is, so that's the good news. The thing is, these things are still in you. First, I'm going to go back to that. Also, good allies who are broadcasting very high frequencies now, coupled with an electromagnetic field that is very specific, that kills them, the little Hydra beasties. Okay. The ETs who told me that recently were a bit hesitant. I went, come on, that's great news. They were, yes, but be careful when you say that to people, that they need to keep in mind that in the first place, don't get the thing. But if you get it, it's okay, because it was supposed to go worse and it won't. So what you can do, okay, there are older people who physically are not very strong to withhold these heavy things, because it's foreign bodies into yours, you know. So for old people, it's difficult. But if you're healthy, for instance, this pilot, I suppose, is a man in the strength of his age. He's healthy, he'll be fine. But the thing is, you need to help flush it, because it will die with time, but of killing it by, of course, healthy food, healthy flushing, purging your body, blah, 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 but also with high frequency. And it starts by broadcasting inside high frequency, peace, joy, laughter, lift your mind. That's very good to say. And also sound can help you, sound healing. I have this little, for instance, this 4096. It's a tuning fork. 4096. 4096. That's the frequency of crystal quartz. You bang it, and I'm not going to do it because it's like very high. And after above 4,000 hertz, which that is, it kills them. It kills the little hydras. So you can do that and just raise people, you know. That's what you can do, and you'll get over it. They'll die and they'll flush at a stage at the end. Don't with time. So to this lady, I say, don't worry. Try not to get more, but so it's fine. So next question, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, great question and wonderful, wonderful, wonderful answer. Okay. Is moving into 5D and beyond always a choice, or is it possible to become stuck in 3 or 4D?
When no external threat is here, it's a choice. As I was explaining before regarding to what I understand, you can choose to go in a higher frequency to incarnate in the density above, The next step, if you feel your consciousness is ready to it, it's working out, or you can choose to reincarnate in a lower density. You have the choice. The choice is always there. The greater law of evolution is free will. You have the choice. Of course, you can always go into higher density, but like you can't jump like 3 densities. No. That's a natural process. You need to, evolve the consciousness as it's step by step. Yes, you can be blocked. We were blocked. There was technology, mainly broadcasted from the moon, that's been dismantled in February. The moon trap doesn't exist anymore. And that was trapping us into going to 4D and up, back into 3D. Leave your body into 4D, up, back. And now it's gone. Now, since February, all the people who have passed, they have the choice to just raise and go somewhere else and even leave the planet. We've been trapped for so long. Now we are free. We're free. And to finish this question, my contact, Thorhan, was telling me that we can even have the ability, the matrix is gone, but we have the ability as human to maintain it by keeping our habits, doing like if it was there. We maintain an illusion of matrix. We have the power to do that. So let's stop doing that. Okay. So that was okay. I'm ready for next question.
Okay. So this is from, I'm sorry, I'm not saying the names of the people asking the questions. Aren't I really good at this? All right. Well, this is from Bernadette Foster. So going back to childhood trauma and soothing ourselves can create a ripple effect that empowers us now? It's like basically like asking it like a question. So going back into childhood trauma and soothing ourselves can create a ripple effect that empowers us in the now. Correct?
Yes, that's it. Yes, you heal the past. The shamans, as a shaman, I can talk as well. I do soul retrievals. When someone has a problem and can't get the whole of it, that trapped, like, well, I'm trapped in this problem. I'm going in circle. So we go within, and I'm going to go and find where is the problem. And I always meet a child somewhere hidden in a cave, which is a metaphoric place in the subconscious. And I said, well, what's up with you? And the kids will always be wounded, bleeding, or crying, his eyes out. And so healing the child, talking with the child, and bringing back the child into the body of the adult. And that's, we can do that ourselves when we, it's easy. You don't need a shaman because, now instead of doing it as a practitioner, I explain people how to do that themselves. You can do it. Just go within and go within. Okay, what age was I when something happened that triggers me now regarding to this problem? And you will find it. We all have the power. Yeah. So this person really says something very good. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Next question. Do all things have a soul in your opinion? Humans, mineral kingdom, animal kingdom, plant kingdom.
Yes. A consciousness, which is soul consciousness. Yes. At different levels of evolution, of development and evolution. I connect with the stones sometimes. Sometimes I'm in nature and I'm going to feel presence in a rock. And it's just the consciousness of a stone. And I'm going to interact by feelings with it or with a tree. There is consciousness in all created matter, but at different levels of development, of evolution. Sometimes it's soul group that will stay, they will want to stay stones. Sometimes one from them will be a sparkle, like the black sheep, or will say, okay, no, I want to become a blade of grass and start a new adventure. and reincarnate in a blade of grass and blah, blah, blah. And then one day a cat, and one day a horse, one day a human. Some do that. Yes, we have the choice to remain where we are or to explore new realms of consciousness.
Brilliant. Do you all think, oh, I just said that. Do they know they would upset Laura and get her off her mission temporarily?
Oh, yeah.
Did they know?
Of course, that was the purpose. That was the purpose, because you're doing well. And that was all of those who bring empowerment to humanity, we are being like, everyone tries to bring us down, to make us cry or lose hope, or, that's, yeah. And you are very sensitive and connected. So, you listen a lot and you're very open. So people try to get you, that's typical.
Man, we're dealing with that
Yeah.
a lot. You are as well. And as we I'm kind of battling the core, the sea guy. Oops, didn't say anything. All right. So next question. Non-participation, leaving the old paradigms, creating new ways, unity consciousness, the things that unify us instead of divisions. Will you share your thoughts and feelings about these?
Yes. Whatever the level of evolution in consciousness, whatever the realm we are incarnated into, like mineral, animal, plants, human, whatever, and even higher consciousnesses, higher state of existence, we're all united, because the souls, that the consciousness that animates that everything, the rock to the human, it has all the same origin, source. Everything is a fractal of source. Source is a source of consciousness, of life consciousness, of life energy, and it animates everything in the created omniverse or multiverse, cosmos, let's say. We are one. We are one in a different stage of evolution, living different experience. We need to remember that we are that united. Yeah. So that would be what I would say.
Excellent. Okay. I have had certain psychics that I have connection with, dimensions from 103 to 109 dimensions of light. Okay, I'm not sure. I don't think that's a typo. Okay, 103 to 109 dimensions of light. I always took it with a grain of salt because I thought we couldn't go higher than the 12th. Is this possible? When connected, it's just all light, nothing but light with so much info makes me think I'm crazy sometimes.
No, there is no crazy people. There are misled people, because we're very intelligent beings and we can be fooled. That's part of the game. In the dimension where we are, there are 12 densities plus the 13th, which is source. So maybe in other dimensions, other universes, / dimensions is the same thing. Maybe on other dimension universes, there are 100 levels in the building, maybe, but not in ours. So, and it's also, everybody minds their own business. Like the higher beings in our dimension, the 12th density ones, they will take care of all the other ones of the same dimensions, like the below ones are going to help you, blah, blah, blah. But they won't go and wander in another dimension. Why would they do that? You just work with where you are and live where you are. So no, I think you've been misled, this person, because even 100's a lot. Well, anything is possible in the universe, but I would say not in our dimension anyway. So you may have been misled. It's possible.
Awesome. Okay, so let's see. Elena, as we know, those that did get the jibber jab technically are not human. Can they be restored as humans, or is their humanity lost forever? Great question. Wow.
They cannot be restored as human if it's not by technology. I mean, they need technology, and that's ET technology. So ET level technology needs to be like med beds, or that is happening already on the moon and on some space stations. And these med beds have already come on Earth. They are here. I don't know where, but there are some hospitals that already have them. It's in development. So only, and that's technology that's been given by good ETs. They know how to undo what others have done. We don't know how to do that with our technology. So it's like in magic, you know, when you receive a curse, only a magician that knows how to send curses will be able to remove it from you. You can't yourself. That's the same with ET technology, DNA manipulation. The Greys have worked in these juices to put some DNA changing things. Well, we don't know how to repair that, but good ETs, they know how to repair that because they know this technology. They're using it for good things. So they are giving us the technology. And so if you have the chance in your lifetime to benefit of these technologies, great. Otherwise, keep your frequency high, the highest as you can, and to stay connected with your human soul, because DNA, genetics, it's only this flesh body, it doesn't touch the soul. It's only the body. You leave it at a stage. This body is going to decay and you leave it. If this body is healed in this lifetime by medical beds or something like that, it's great. Congratulations, fantastic. It may happen to you. But if it's not, well, connect with your high frequency soul and just be who you are more. And you can even, that doesn't matter then, you know, you are your light being and connect with yourself. And you leave it, this body, this altered body, you leave it at the stage, you know, so, and you reincarnate it in something better and more healthy body. So what I believe is that when I'm talking for people of my generation, we may not have the chance to get all access to these things. Well, all who have had the juice, you know, but our children will, because it's going to go very fast, very fast. The technology is already there. It's going to be very fast. And if some younger people have already had the juice, well, these ones will benefit of this technology to repair the DNA. So they'll be fine. It's just, you know, my generation like yours. And so I hope it helps. I hope it helps.
Awesome. Okay. Do you have any particular shielding method that you use to keep negative entities at bay as a daily routine?
Yeah. Every morning I check my shields. So you have on my YouTube channel, I put some pre-videos about protection. In my featured video, they are there. But I'm telling you, the best way is to raise the frequency. How do you do that? By shielding yourself from the lower frequency attacks, okay? But it must not as well not come from inside as well, you know? If you shield yourself, you build a super fortress of light, but inside you're trembling with fear and with like doom and gloom feeling. Well, the fortress that doesn't help, you know. So first, always go from within. Find the fastest and the more efficient is the sphere of light. Go in your heart, shine the little star, create a ball of glowing, strong light energy, expand it, and this is like fire energy. It's like, wow. And expand it around you, and you really visualize it and work mentally at strengthening it. So it's a sphere, but it can be a Merkaba. It can be any shape that you feel resonates with you. Merkaba are great. that sphere of light, it shields you from any negative attacks. And you need to be the same as well inside, okay? Then a little tip, if you go shopping in a supermarket, well, there's a lot of people, your sphere of light is going to interfere with other bodies. So not that to happen, you can redraw the sphere of light like a light suit, like a suit of an armor of light. That's the fastest and the quickest. And the other thing, as know, it's a cylinder. You build you draw visually a circle on the ground, circle of light, and you grow a cylinder above and below, and it's like invincible material and of light, and inside of it you have the light of source or God, who, or the angels, whoever, you know, who flows within. And that's the best protection I know against demons, this one, by the way. So that's the fastest.
Awesome. In the future, do we have natural law councils on Earth that will be a part of the Galactic Council?
Yes. When we evolved into being this peaceful, federated world, we become, if we want to decide, I see that will happen, we can join membership with the Galactic Federation of Worlds. And once we are members, we share technology. Everyone put technology and knowledge in common. So we will benefit freely of amazing technology from the other side of the galaxy. And we share ours, or humble ours. And there will be a representative or representatives from Earth into then the Council of the Galactic Federation. And also there will be some of them present on Earth as, you know, I don't know how that would be called. That's how I've been shown the future. So working together. Yeah.
Okay. Elena, since the Agamuk, she's not quite sure the spelling on that, she said, we're not needed. Did the Galactic Federation of Worlds fulfill their side of the agreement?
What is the Agamuk?
I'm not quite sure what you might mean. Agamuk.
I never heard this word.
Ariel's her name. Ariel, you want to maybe I can
Agamuk. I never heard about that. So that's something I know.
I can make her live. You would like to answer the question live. Ariel, are you there? Ariel, are you there? No. Okay.
Maybe you can read the question again. The Agamok. I never I never heard.
It looks like I accidentally might have deleted the comment. She also was the one that commented about Elena, as we know, those that did get the jibber jab tech. Okay, yeah. So that's the same person. Yeah, but maybe she'll show up. So let's just move. Oh, Egumac. Egumack, the ones that came to deal with the reptilians.
Ah, Negumac. Yes. Yes. Great. Oh, we understand. The Negumac, yes. Finally, they won't intervene. And that's really for everyone, because the Negumac are also named themselves the Gnomopo, and they come from constellation Scorpius, and they are more powerful than the reptilian Seekers that we had problem with, and the Seekers feared them. And so the Galactic Federation just considered a long while, I will require existence of them because they're quite hardly to manage, and they're like quite worse than the Seekers. But finally they did required assistance. It was a bit stressful for the Federation, and the Negumat came. They are outside of our star system at the moment, and finally, because we manage very well to get rid of the reptilians, so they won't intervene. Finally, so that's good. You don't want to see them,
right? Awesome. Okay, so Marta Bravo has this question. I am giving lectures at a university. Every time I'm about to give a lecture that talks about manipulation in the media via brainwave entrainment and programming, it gets sabotaged. Something happens. I can't give it. I know it's a sneaky attack.
Yes. Well, that's normal. Try not to. Yeah.
This is why I talk so fast. I don't sound like I'm all okay sometimes. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Yeah, that's a problem. What I would do, it's raise protection. Sometimes I have a Zoom call with someone or video when I'm going to talk about the same things, and it just doesn't work. Internet blast, or sometimes even one day the whole town went black. They cut electricity to cut my internet. Imagine. So what I do, and I build very fast a Merkaba of light. I have this organ Merkaba with me, so it helps me focusing on the shape of the Merkaba. I hold it here and I expand it visually, and I surround myself with it, and I surround my computer, and I put a lot of light on my computer, etc. And I try to work in a bubble of light, and miraculously, most of the time, the connection comes back. It works. So why? Because I raise the frequencies. I do a high frequency shield. So that's something I advise. I do it myself. It's good to do it before, but sometimes, you forget. I do also. So.
Awesome. Right. Yeah, there's just a lot of interference. Yeah. And I don't think there's another question, but I have a question. I mean, when you look at the Discord in the community or whatever, I mean, we're community, but we're beyond community, because there really isn't a so-called disclosure or truther community or spiritual community. I mean, we have our friends and we have our colleagues, and it's no different than all showing up at, in the schoolyard, and you're under one roof, but it doesn't mean you're going to get along with everybody, even if you are the kind of person that just holds love for every single soul. So I know that folks like you and me hold that kind of love for others, and a lot of us do. What are your thoughts about the Discord and how much kind of smearing or negativity that's going on? And what would you say one should do? I mean, I know there's maybe ignoring it, but it's almost like getting worse, and almost like it seems
it's normal. Yes,
on some level. And
well, the people who want to create work very hard and waste their all energy and life at creating discord between people. They hurt, they're in pain, they are in suffering. And all these programs, it's two origins. In the two cases, ignore it, but two origins. Either someone has a very deep childhood or younger person trauma, like it will affect the ego of this person, or this person will crave for love and recognition, and will have zero confidence, and will not knowing how to heal him or herself. These people will try to destroy other people just to be seen, and instead of increasing their own light. That's this. But there's also something else. People used by the dark ones. You have people who have been abducted in certain programs, for instance, that were sent back with a program installed. And these people, if they were like healthy mind and with common sense, they will go at the stage, wait a minute, that's not right. No, they are going to, the dark one, they wound, they destroy by deep trauma these people, and especially mostly when they are very young, like children, to be able to install the program. And it will be like mental slaves and puppets. So in the two cases, the people who try to spread discord, they are in pain. And we need to acknowledge this. Tell you what I do. I acknowledge when people attack me, I acknowledge these persons are in pain. I feel sorry for them, and I say, yeah, but I choose not to spend my time to help you because I have a greater mission. Good luck, and I hope you find healing somewhere else. I'm not your healer. They want me to be there. It's well, we were talking at the start. When you have a trauma, you're going to find another person to play like dolls, like respond. And I say, I do not consent to be your doll. And I do not consent to enter your game. I have my job to do. Go and see somewhere else, and you just disconnect and do not enter in the energy of conflict. And these people will turn around themselves until hopefully one day they go inside. But that's not my problem, So acknowledge the wound. And to this, there's something a saying that I love very much, and I hope everybody would know about this. It's I'm French, as you know. It's Voltaire. Voltaire once wrote, I disagree totally with what you say, but I will fight to death to defend your right to say it. And that's it.
Beautiful and brilliant as always, Elena. Thank you so much for your time and beautiful and amazing presence, and just your angelic frequency is so activating to everyone. And so appreciate you. Really look forward to seeing you in the round table. And so we're going to bring on Seth Pruzansky. And love you, Elena, so much. You're such an incredible friend too. And sister.
Bye, everyone. Bye, I'm leaving now. Bye.
Bye. Okay, Seth.